Tyanna West, who I saw last in It Should Have Been You over at Theater in the Park, which was so funny and so good. And now you are starring as Dolores Van Cartier in Raleigh Little Theater's production of Sister Act.
Yes.
So for anybody who may have been living under a rock for the last 20 years, tell me a little bit about what Sister Act is about.
Well, it's a story about an aspiring entertainer, Dolores, and she witnessed a murder by the hands of her boyfriend, and it turns out she shouldn't have seen that, and she needed to be in like a witness protection program, and she ends up going to a convent. So
To hide.
Yes.
And while there, she teaches, she ends up taking over the choir.
Yes.
And wreaking a little bit of havoc.
Oh yes.
on the sisters.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was a smash. I think it was a smash movie because it was very much a part of kind of my past. I loved it. I've seen it probably 600 times.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did you love the movie as well? Were you familiar with the movie beforehand?
Oh yeah. You know, growing up, Whoopi Goldberg is one of my like icons in life, so I was all up in that when I was younger. But yeah, definitely Sister Act 1 and 2 were like on VHS in heavy rotation at my house.
Cool. And so you mentioned Whoopi Goldberg played the part that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
This was originally a movie, not a show. We'll talk about the music and the Broadway show in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But talk to me a little bit about stepping into a role that's so identified with somebody like Whoopi Goldberg, and kind of forgetting about all that and making it your own.
Well, I mean, obviously, big shoes to fill, but I definitely try not to think about doing anything that I do like another person. I try to look at the character itself and how I can make it my own. So, Dolores, I'm very, let's see, her journey, that definitely resonates with me. So I felt very connected to the character. So we just kind of merged. So that's kind of how I try to put myself in the characters, and that's how it's easy to not compare myself to like other people and stuff.
Are you more church girl or are you more entertainer?
I'm definitely an entertainer, but the foundation is always church, definitely church. So yeah.
Lots of actors, performers I've talked to say they got their start singing in church, singing in the choir. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a homecoming.
Yeah, it's so funny because I feel like Dolores, especially like in the movie, in some in the musical, she reminds me so much of my mom, who we came to town, she whipped this choir into shape and like really pulled out some voices and really like help us to grow in confidence in the choir at the church we were at. So it's like I feel like I'm watching my mom sometimes.
Oh, so sweet. And now, unlike the movie, this has many more songs by the great Alan Menken, who wrote so many great shows. Mm-hmm. So talk to me a little bit about the music and singing these, I should say belting, because there's a lot of belting songs in this one. So talk to me about the music in this show, what audiences can expect.
It's like you said, it's all original music, so don't expect the movie. But I mean, they definitely just help tell that story with more depth. These songs that I'm singing, they're very high energy, very fun. They're loads of fun, and like it's very hard for me to sing through this show without just breaking into tears. It is very like intense and emotional, but like in a good way. It's awesome.
Well, and people can get a sneak peek on your website. You have on your demo reel at the end a little bit of Raise Your Voice, which is such a great song. So folks who want a little sneak peek can go to your website
and
see
see that.
There is an adorable video of your children
Oh.
coming here to the theater.
Yeah.
And seeing your poster. There's a lot of anybody who follows Raleigh Little Theater has seen your
My baby.
Has seen your face as Dolores with the sunglasses and your nun get up, nun habit. And then when your kids first saw it, the reaction is kind of priceless.
Yeah.
I know you're a big advocate for moms kind of having a really healthy work-family life. So talk to me a little bit about juggling that, because you're a working actress and you're a mom of 3. So,
well, first and foremost, I think that having a strong support system is like 99% of it. My husband is the most supportive. He's pushing me to do stuff more than like anybody else. So I think that having that definitely helps. And just as a mom, I just have to navigate differently, because at the end of the day, I love to perform. I feel like that's partly why I'm put here on this earth, but the other part is for my kids, and they are priorities. So I want to make sure I can still be active in their lives and then still be able to do the kind of work that I'd like to do. But I have to navigate differently. I can't go out and live the starving artist life because I got kids to feed. But I had a mentor tell me, like, you can have it all. You just might not be able to have it all at one time. You just have to figure out how to do what it is that you want to do. But
that's perfect advice. I think that's lovely advice.
Yeah.
And have your kids seen you in different shows?
Oh yeah.
And do they get excited about it? Like, do they get it?
My kids are funny because we perform a lot. Like, I think each child, I was on stage in the womb, I think I was pregnant doing a show. So this is like all they know. So sometimes they're like, oh yay, and other times it's just like another day for them. They think that I know Beyonce. I'm like, no. They're like, but Mom, but aren't you famous? I'm like, no, I'm not famous. Beyonce's famous. But they don't really know the difference. They're just like, we're here at this theater and this is our life. So it's an everyday thing for them.
Well, and you said your husband's a musician,
Absolutely.
plays in the pit, so they're kind of used to to that. What can audiences expect, other than the music, but what can audiences expect coming to Sister Act?
You are going to laugh your face off. The show itself is just absolutely hilarious. You're going to get a cast full of just extraordinary performers. Everybody in this cast is amazing, and I'm like in the wings in rehearsal, just like with my jaw to the floor, hearing everybody sing, hearing them deliver their lines, and just the dynamic that we all have. And then you're also going to see a lot of vulnerable sides, especially with my character, because I think everyone sees Dolores as like this big, vivacious like performer, but she's so insecure about herself, and she's just like yearning for that acceptance from somebody, and then she realizes it's within herself, and that whole journey is just beautiful to watch.
And I think something that's kind of relatable to a lot
Absolutely.
of people, a lot of women especially.
Oh, yeah.
So, now I want to put in 2 plugs. One is for Sister Act the movie, which people can check out here at the Rose Garden at the amphitheater tomorrow night at 8:30. They're going to play. If you haven't seen Sister Act, or it's been a while, the Whoopi Goldberg movie is going to be playing free of charge right there in the amphitheater. 8:30 tomorrow night, August 9th, or Thursday night, August 9th. Are you guys performing a little sneak peek?
I do believe we are. I know it got rescheduled because of rain, but we are set to perform. Yeah.
So they can catch a sneak peek of
Yes.
you and the cast of Sister Act. And then Sister Act, the musical, opens here at Raleigh Little Theater August 17th and runs through September 2nd, and people can get their tickets on the Raleigh Little Theater website.
That's right.